So instead of my top 5, I'm gonna give you my top 10 strongest characters in One Piece. However, this might be different from what you're expecting for 2 reasons. The first thing is that it's not gonna include anybody that's currently not in the story or already dead. So no legacy characters like Roger, Whitebeard, no missing characters like Big Mom Kaido. And second, we're not talking about physical strength here like the strength of your hockey. We're talking about like real strength, power, influence. And in a series like One Piece with so many different types of political powers, it makes more sense to do it this way. So with all of that out the way, let's start with number 10. And at number 10, I got Boa Hancock. This is where all the power scholars are mad because like, oh, she's not like as strong as an Admiral. That's not the point here. The strength of Boa comes from the fact that she's the Empress of Amazon Lily. Her own entire city-state that she controls, that people are loyal to her, and they are all warriors. Not only that, but Amazon Lily acts as its own fortress too. Even when an emperor like Blackbeard and Kobe with Seraphim pull up, both of them are still losing majority of their forces just to her. And they don't turn back to normal unless she does it for you. So if you're anyone that controls legions of people, you're extraordinarily scared of Boa because she can wipe all your forces out just like that. And let's not scoff at her controlling her own city-state either. Because what she has is exactly what Crocodile and Mihawk are trying to do across Gill from an emperor standpoint. Only she's had more success. But speaking of cross skill, at number 9, I have Buggy the Clown. And yes, not Crocodile, not even Mihawk, but Buggy. Because despite the fact that these two are way stronger than him, he has no chance against them. Remember, we're talking about the strength of your influence. What type of political power do you hold in this world? And when you look at it that way, Buggy has this in spades. Where even institutions like the world government recognize the influence that he has, and they're like, yeah, he's an emperor. And even being a punching bag to Crocodile and Mihawk, once Buggy realized that he was the actual person controlling the strings, he said, screw this whole city-state idea that y'all got going on. We're going after the One Piece, and Crocodile and Mihawk can't do anything but go along with it. Because in this situation, he has the real power, not them. 7 on this list, I got Shirahoshi. This should be a little self-explanatory because it's not about her physical strength, she's an ancient weapon. Every sea beast, every sea king is under her command. Even the Sea King acknowledged that Shirahoshi was their true king the moment she was born. At any moment, she can use these things to wipe anything off the face of the earth, but she chooses not to because Shirahoshi's a good person. And right after her, I got Momonosuke in 6. You might wonder why Shirahoshi's under him despite the fact she's an ancient weapon, until you remember that Wano, the land that he controls, has Pluton in it. And with people like Odin's Pop Stone hanging around that probably knows how to access it, it could be a real weapon for Momonosuke in the future. But even more than that, Wano is also a naturally built fortress unlike Fishman Island, where so long as the borders are up, the world government can't even invade this place. Top it all off with the fact that Momo can turn into a dragon just like Kaido can and do the same things he could. Only he will be able to do better because he fits the legend of this Seiryu better than Kaido does, so I'm sure he'll awaken. That level of power will help aid in protecting Wano, making it the most impenetrable place on this planet. Now we're in top 5 territory, where number 5 I got Blackbeard. While he isn't recognized by the world government like Amazon Lily is, he still has full control over Pirate Island, which keeps the world government far away from this place. And when they do decide to show up like Garp did with some of the sword members, they get done dirty. Definitely not a place you want to mess around. Because Teach wasn't even home for this, his boys were just able to handle it. And even with only half of his main crew, he can take out other entirely strong crews like Law in an instant. Okay, instant was hyperbole, but you get what I mean. That says nothing about the power that he has hidden and tucked away because we still don't know everything about what Blackbeard's been doing over these last 2 years. But for number 4, I got Dragon. This man controls the entirety of the Revolutionary Army and he has led rebellions in several countries all across the planet. Each of his top officers are extraordinarily powerful too, where people like Harasu and Morley can even give admirals a run for their money if they're not allowed to go all out. But what puts the Revolutionary Army so high on this list is that every place that they go to liberate people, that's another place under their territory and building their forces up. Like Dragon with the Revolutionary Army is growing just as fast, if not faster than some of the emperors out here. And after Dragon, we have Akainu. If anything, I kind of have him and Dragon more or less equal, with Akainu a little bit further ahead. Because as Fleet Admiral, not only does he have the entirety of the Marines at his beck and call, minus sword, he can command the admirals to go out and do whatever he needs them to do. He can even bring down buster calls at his own discretion. But the thing that might make Dragon ahead of this guy is the fact that sometimes the admirals just don't listen to him. Fujitora will outright defy this man. And even though he really respects him, Greenbull will go off and do his own thing against Akainu's wishes. So there's a reason for Akainu to be above Dragon, but there's also a reason for Dragon to be above Akainu. The list is kind of weird because I started from the bottom going up, so Blackbeard was like the 5th person, but he would kind of be the 6th coming down, but whatever. Top 3 time. For number 3, I got our resident rubber boy, Monkey D. Luffy. Despite having a small, tight-knit crew like Shanks does, like Mihawk said, Luffy's ability to just make allies wherever he goes adds so much to his power and allows him to do way more than he ever could by himself. And honestly, it's reasonings like this that make top 10s like this exist. Because even Mihawk can acknowledge that the greatest strength Luffy has nothing to do with how he can punch in battle. but it has more to do with the allies that he can bring to himself, which are a lot. Heck, 3 of the other places on this list are under his territory. The entirety of Fishman Island, the entire country of Wano. Because of how much Boa loves Luffy, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't mind Amazon Lily. Honestly, I would probably put him at number 2. But the only reason I won't is because that number 2 spot goes to Shanks and we still don't know too much about him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired of putting Shanks in my top spots without anything from him just yet. But being allies with the Elbaf Giants, who have the strongest army in the whole world of One Piece, and on top of that being related to Garling, the supreme commander of the Holy Knights by the way, adds more credence to situations like Marineford where he stopped the war. Because yeah, I'm sure Shanks is strong enough that these guys don't want to fight another emperor right now, but this is also the son of one of the Holy Knights. Top tier celestial dragons, you better do what he says. And I think that level of power that he holds is way greater than any type of hockey or clashing that he can do. And of course, number 1 on this list is the little demon Emu. Like, all you gotta do is look at where I put Sakazuki on this list and all the things that he can do, and Emu has everything he got. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure Emu could even mobilize the Gorosei, who with their strange demonic powers can do a lot on their own. But I think the thing that makes Emu take the top spot is seemingly having an active ancient weapon under their belt. Because while Pluton is still hidden somewhere in Wano, and Shirahoshi isn't doing anything with the Sea Kings just yet, Emu is out here actively blowing up entire islands, entire kingdoms. Not to mention the God's Knights are under Emu's belt as well. Take all that and wrap it up with the information that Emu possesses, which is probably more than everybody else in this world. Emu is the single strongest authority figure in this entire world. So these are my top 10 characters in the world of One Piece. Again, this has more to do than just how hard you can hit, how strong your hockey is. This is about political power, political strength in this world. Like if you were to look at the president, I'm pretty sure I can box him into the ground, but that doesn't mean I'm stronger than the president. He has his entire country and the military behind his side. When it comes to a world as politically in-depth as One Piece is, you should be looking at it the exact same way. Using this logic, do you think there's anyone that I miss or somebody that you would rather put up here? If so, let me know down below.